Hello, hello, hello!
Why did I say that? I should have started us off. Oh, God.
Welcome to TDV, guys, you crazy kids and you crazy grandmas. Episode 368.
Is that right?
Sure. We operate with a margin of error of plus or minus 7 episodes.
I'd say more. Anyway, we have some young, raw Pu'erh.
Yeah.
Finishing the day strong, finishing the day caffeinated, finishing the day potentially with a stomach ache. No, this is from Tea Encounter. They sent us a couple of different samples or some.
Yep.
And both smell very interesting.
Yep.
And strong, and they have a lot of stuff going on.
So thank you to Tiago over at Tea Encounter, who has just started pressing his own Pu'erh this year. So congrats to him.
That's cool. Good job.
And if I recall correctly, he told me this tea was approachable, pretty approachable for a young tea. Let's see how it is.
Yeah.
It's from Baiyingshan, so that's northern in Yunnan. I think that's still in Linsong. And it's a yesheng, so it's pretty dark. The leaves are very dark for a Pu'erh. And we'll take this gentle. We'll see how it is. Smells very sweet.
It really does.
Yeah.
One of the characteristics of these young raws is that sort of grassy, almost oceanic, seaweedy, potentially sort of nordy kind of smell, potentially. Getting a lot of that here.
Right.
Excited to try it. And I like that. I mean, it's an interesting juxtaposition. Something that's supposed to be drank and aged can taste so different, interesting, and fresh initially. Some of these teas are better drank later on, certainly, though.
Yeah.
As we've seen on the show a couple of times.
Yeah. Well, 360 blah 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 episodes, and you're bound to have a couple that take you a little off guard.
Yeah.
All right.
It's yellow, so I mean, looks like pretty pale yellow, and it looks like it's not going to kill us yet.
Yeah.
We'll see. Cheers. Wow. So good. So flavorful. I cannot imagine. I was not imagining how full flavored it is.
Yeah. Very
very
buttery floral for me.
I was expecting it to taste very weak.
Not bitter actually.
Not all bitter. Yeah. It's quite sweet. Yeah, buttery.
I feel like a tea like this is actually, we're drinking this on a very dark day. Not totally the right seasonal fit, but still enjoyable. This to me is like a summer brew.
Exactly. It's tasting fresher. I expect it to be a little bit stronger. And we'll get there, I bet. But it tastes sweeter and fresher than I think it matches the season right now.
Yeah.
There's a liveliness and a verdant crispness to this that's really pleasurable. Really enjoying it.
Really sweet. I mean, like, I'm a little surprised. I didn't even detect a note of bitterness here.
You can definitely taste a little bit of the future age on it, in the sense that it still has a little bit of that medicinal, alive characteristic to it. But so far, very sweet. So for a first cup, you tend to sort of, it's almost like you made dinner without enough salt. And then you add salt, and that adding salt is your second cup, where you suddenly, all of those flavors are really just pronounced, and I'm tasting them more. I felt like this tea started with being well salted, if you will. You know, like it has a juicy sweetness that's really pronounced and just immediately tangible,
right?
In a really pleasurable way.
And how's the nose of it?
Quite nice.
Yeah, I sort of get like this nutty, acorny sort of nose off of it.
Yeah,
it's that nutty floral thing going on.
Plenty of green too,
yeah.
And not very petroleum-y. Not even very much in the cup at all either.
No.
So for a young raw, Your moose is
seems
pretty
like
interesting.
Tiago was correct in saying that this is
Much more
pretty drinkable.
Yeah, very floral nose.
Hard to say how it'll age, but for drinking now, it's tasty. I mean, I appreciate these young pours, kind of like I do oolongs and that sort of thing. It's like it's less of like the I don't know. It's just like a higher noted experience than you'd get for even semi-aged raw pour.
Yeah, I love the profile. I mean, it is very sweet. So, I mean, you look at the mom test for a raw Pu'erh that's 2019 pressed.
Yeah.
I think this passes the mom test.
Whoa. Whoa. Settle down there, Denny.
Oh, man. Making fun of each other on the show is... I'm as red as my shirt right now. Oh my god.
Yeah. Actually, I totally agree with Denny. If any young raw is going to pass the mom test, I would still say you got to be careful on the brewing of this if you are serving this to the madres of the world out there. But as it's been brewed so far, pretty approachable.
Really good. I think it'll get stronger. So
I think it could. I'm trying to not make it get too strong, though.
Yeah. And so one way to do that, James, probably would be to make sure you're not gonna reheat the water throughout the sort of meat and potato steepings here potentially.
Yeah, and make sure you don't do the forgetful mom thing, and you just dump the water in and let it go.
Yeah. Shout out to Scott. Scott's our forgetful mom of the show.
Well, I remember right, your mom did that too when you were growing up. Sometimes.
Yeah, she would. It'd be like jet fuel. I don't know how she would enjoy it, honestly. It's just so strong.
Did she ever add cream and sugar? Or?
No. But she, no. Anyway, whatever.
The mysteries of life.
Yeah. This is so good.
Yeah.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. What about this tea? How would this pair sort of in the mountains, the ultralight? Because I could almost see it being quite nice if it's like summertime and just like very refreshing sort of tea. Yeah,
exactly. I think raw Pu'erh is the most time-sensitive tea, maybe only second to a green tea, in my opinion. And so there would be a promptness. You need to do it carefully. You'd still need to be a little bit more attentive than you would something just like a JD Oolong. Throw it in there,
right.
Roasted oolong, whatever. Forget about it. Wooey.
Right.
So, yeah, definitely more attention. I think that this tea is actually really quite nice, and it deserves a Gaiwan. But you could throw it out there in a grandpa style, and I think basically it would get to like the sweet spot. And you just want to drink a lot of it quickly. And then redo the water and start the process over again.
So better than average for a raw Pu'erh.
Definitely better than average.
And the leaf quality looks pretty good too, in the sense that one concern with Pu'erh and compressed tea in general, especially ripe, is that you might get a lot of the sediment and get the bad kind of textural experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is like a lot closer to an oolong in the sense, or a well-processed oolong in the sense that we're not getting like fannings or anything like that.
Not really much particulate or sediment at all, really pretty awesome quality. They are a little bit darker, I'd say, but not from oxidation, not from being overly oxidized. The petroleum earthiness of this tea is just hinting now. I wonder if it would ever show up over time, or if you would just completely lose that, and in which case, is this tea really meant to be aged at all?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, these days, consuming the young stuff is a lot more common than it used to be, so not everything needs to be made for the long haul.
Exactly.
I have a hard time telling how this tea will age, too. It might be okay. It might not be. I don't know.
But to juxtapose it to a tea where we've had teas on the show where we've drank them, they're young, we're drinking them young, and we're saying, oh my god.
Yeah.
So this isn't a tea that needs 10 years. We can say that at least.
For sure. It doesn't need it. I mean, like, even the tea we had a few episodes back, the Double Lions tea, that tea, even though it was 14 years aged in Malaysia, not a mellow play, not a dry place. That tea could have used another 14 years in Malaysia. So
Yeah. So sweet. Yeah, I mean, this tea reminds me a lot of the other teas that we've had from White Two Teas. They've had a collection of youngs that are really approachable. This one has so much flavor. I mean, it's really just, it is so sumptuous in some sense. I mean, it really, again, that salted food analogy, if you will, just seems to be so true for me. Really flavorful. And we've already been drinking some teas today, you know?
Right.
Normally we end the shows that we are filming with a raw or something a little bit more intense. And certainly pretty good on energy and stuff, but...
Right. Yeah. And it's not subtle, too. It's very just straightforward in its taste. So it's not difficult to understand the appeal of this tea. Yeah, and to that point you're talking about, you had talked a little bit at the beginning of the show or joked about how our stomachs might be feeling it. Are you feeling anything? That tends to be the reputation of Young Raw, is that sometimes it can be sort of like pouring gasoline on like an empty stomach, and it can just like sort of light you aflame.
Totally good. I still wouldn't drink this on an empty stomach.
Right.
Not for me.
This is a good tip in general.
Tea I could drink on an empty stomach. So maybe a roasted oolong. But no, I wouldn't drink this on an empty stomach, but from an approachability perspective, from like transforming your body for better or worse perspective, pretty mild in comparison, especially to the strength of the flavor of this tea.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sold.
Yeah. Well,
getting into some of the potency of this now too. A little bit of the...
Yeah, I tried to brew this one just a little harder. Yeah, you could check this tea out at Tea Encounter. If I remember right, it's not a very expensive tea either. I think it's something like... Well, I don't even want to speculate too much, but I think it's like about $30 or $40 for a cake. It's not bad for something that's quite tasty and drinkable right now.
Yeah. It was so much going on. Hints of fruit, salty, oceanic things, floral and green.
Right. If you blind tasted this tea, would you put it in the Young Raw category?
Yeah.
Okay. So it still definitely tastes like a 100%. Young Raw.
Yeah. And actually, I think to that point, this would be a great introduction to the Young Raw category. Approachable, delicious, full flavored. Probably wouldn't be made to age, honestly. I mean, I'm not an expert, but my impression would be that this was not a kind of tea that I would drink and then say, okay, this needs to be aged.
Even passes the mom test.
Potentially passes the mom test.
If you absolutely have to buy your mom Young Raw Pu'erh, choose this tea. Accept no substitute.
And this is really, really good. Tea Encounter. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you to Tiago over there. Where can someone find out more about tea?
tdb.org. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the little bell thing to get harassed endlessly every Tuesday and in between. Tea Encounter again. Pick this up. This is we always try to say positive things, what we enjoy about teas and stuff, but I do think this is a tea that is definitely a buy for me personally.
Yeah.
And this is a great kind of like full center, right in the middle, and really yummy Young Raw. So check this out. I know it's past the holiday season, but hopefully you asked for this for Christmas.
Yeah.
or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate.
Or just buy it.
Just buy it.
Because you don't need a special occasion to buy tea.
Very true.
Yeah.
tdb.org.
Buy for Valentine's.
Do all the things.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace. Deuces.